do you feel the atmosphere was today? And
Oh, it's family.
is it?
Yeah, it's family. Everyone's coming together. Somehow or other, we all understand there's an issue, and there is an underlying theme, and someone by the name of Alan has probably got a solution.
Yeah, okay. And is that what you feel, Marianne, that
Oh.
this is the kind of solution to all the questions that we've all been asking, really, and
Yeah.
the solution to the problems?
I mean, it's not just the grazing that everyone knows about, it's the framework. The framework is so important. I mean, as you heard him say today, you know, he learned very early on there was a reason for failure, and that's why they had to develop the management structure to stop the failure.
Sure.
So, yeah, that's the important bit for me.
We've just actually been talking to Chris and Joe from the Wool Room,
Yep.
who've been playing with the idea of integrating the management style into their own business, actually, which is amazing to hear. We're not just talking about agriculture here. We're talking about. And
Yeah.
Gill, I know this is you're not a farmer, are you?
No.
You're a writer, really, by trade.
I'm a health writer and sociologist or anthropologist originally.
Yeah.
But I got into this through going to the Savoury Conference in London 2 years ago, 2015,
Wow.
and was so inspired, particularly by Alan, his address to the conference. And everybody there, people came from all over the world then. This
Yeah.
time it was a virtual.
Sure.
That I did a book outline and sent it to Alan, saying that change is not going to come through facts and figures.
Yeah.
People understanding what's happening in a kind of bald, statistical way. And I wanted to do a book of stories.
Wow.
So I did, and he liked it, because that's what his view is,
Yeah.
that it has to come from below. And I
Sure.
think that was in the speech today,
Yeah.
too. So I started with him in Zimbabwe, and I was very moved seeing the video there, because there were bits of the herders.
Yeah.
And Marianne was there too in Zimbabwe. I spent time with them.
Yeah.
And to see it again was fantastic. And this today has energized me.
Great.
To really pull my finger out, and I've done the travel bit,
Yeah.
which was amazing. I've now got to do the hard work and write it up.
Okay, so you, and by that you mean kind of contribute to the movement and the transition of this.
Well, my contribution, I'm a writer, and I want to write in a way that connects with people.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's not going to be it's going to be my personal story as well.
Yeah.
So I want them to connect with me and what happened to me.
Yeah.
And how things went. And different countries I responded differently. I mean, when I was in Patagonia this year, it was very, very depressing.
Really?
To see what had happened to the land.
Oh, really? Yeah. And
was
can
really
you give us some idea of
Yeah, I mean, that far south, is almost as far south as you can get. I didn't go to Tierra del Fuego, which is the nearest piece of land to
the Antarctic? Sure.
There are very few communities. It's just one road going up the country, either side, denuded land. We were examining the land and seeing the very few people who used holistic management. We were going to do an audit to
Right.
look at improvement. And there was some improvement, but even so, they've had a drought for 3 years, so apart from everything else, the fact that it was overgrazed and wasn't managed this way before, apart from
Well, Argentina
just
is
hard.
one of the countries that's really taken it to heart, haven't they? They've really adopted the savoury system, and is perhaps one of the countries that's leading the way. Or you don't feel that?
well, they've got a wonderful person leading it,
Yeah.
Pablo Borelli, and I travelled with him. Amazing, but it's a difficult situation because of corruption in the country, and people are in Argentina. Most people, as elsewhere, very resistant to the paradigm shift that's needed.
Sure.
So that's going to be part of my story.
Yeah.
Why, when it's so obvious that this works, don't farmers want to do it?
Absolutely.
But the other side of the book I want to write is the whole theme of this conference is every family needs a farmer.
Yeah.
And we need to acknowledge and value and connect with our farmers. That's
Sure.
the simple
Absolutely,
message.
and we've become so out of tune
But
now, haven't we?
yeah,
really?
but this has been a great day for me because I was just kind of drifting a bit, and life takes over, and I wasn't getting down to it. I feel now I've got to
Good.
write it.
Do you know, actually, one of the things that's come to me is that health is a big connector here.
Oh,
And,
absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of people have come to this because they're on a
No,
quest
you're-
to find better health. And
Absolutely right, because that connects to themselves.
yeah,
obviously in the end we need to connect with each other and see that we are all connected.
Sure.
But yeah, that's what gets people going.
And I know there was big health implications that sent you down this road, Marianne.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and
My son, I actually sent him a text saying, 70 people sit in a room today, and it's all because of you,
Yeah.
and they're here all because they're interested in helping regenerate the soil.
because his state of
Because
health
of his
drove
it was
you
because
to
of him.
find answers.
And he actually texted me back and said, "Me?" Yes, you.
Yeah, wow, okay,
So-
that's amazing.
But for me, I think the really important thing is we're talking about regenerating soil.
Yeah,
We're talking about regenerating health. We're talking about regenerating communities.
Yeah.
And ultimately, post-Brexit, we're talking about a regenerative economy.
yeah.
And that, the consumer revolution, is the engine for all of that.
I think that's a really nice way to say
It
it,
is.
actually. Yeah, I think there's some profound words there. Ladies, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I hope you
Pleasure.
enjoy your evening and the dinner and the talk by Patrick Holden coming up.